Hey, it's Mikey Mike. Hey, we are kite surfing at 9 Mile Cove in Nevada, and wow, what a great weekend. Yeah, it was really cool. The road down to 9 Mile wasn't too bad. It looked like it was just freshly groomed. A little sandy towards the bottom. Got to be careful. 4x4 all-wheel drive recommended for sure. You can see those sandy spots there. A little sketchy, and then there's a little pinstriping area down here. Custom pinstriping by these little bushes. Winds were up 22, 25 to 30. And you got to be careful. I almost got stuck here in this really soft sand. Fortunately, my all-wheel drive got me out of it. But you can see the ruts that I made from over here, overhead top here. Take a look at this. Look at those ruts. Oh my gosh, and I was right there in that thick sand, so it was really tough. So I got the new Forward WIP goggles on. I'll leave a link down in the description for those things, man. Those things are amazing. It's a game changer, being able to see the sun glare. So quick beach launch here. Nobody's around, so we're doing it solo, and these rocks right here are brutal. So make sure you're wearing some good booties. Kind of hard sole booties would be great. So I just used the little tie off to the tree here to do the launch. It worked out really well. But you got to be careful, that's for sure. And a quick launch on the beach there, and you can see the surfboard, and then right there is the kind of the rock line. It goes all the way out, and it's a lot of rocks. They're sharp too, especially on the drive down. You got to be careful. My buddy Dennis showed up. He said he got a flat tire the last time he went, so yeah, I got to be real careful. So we're on the 9-meter switchblade, and yeah, it was great. I had such a fun time. It was chilly, but it wasn't too cold. I had a 3-2 wetsuit, and I put a shorty on top of that. I had gloves on and the Forward WIP goggles, which were really cool. I never kited with goggles before, and it was awesome. Those things are great. They have a water repellent thing too. It's really cool. But the swell was it was up there. There were some good little swells to surf on, and yeah, it was fun. I was there by myself, so I didn't go out too far, trying to take it easy and make sure I only kite out as far as I want to swim back for sure, because everybody knows there's the possibility to swim back. So my knees were doing pretty good. Didn't have any issues with my knees even with the long drive to 9 Mile. I left about 4 in the morning and got there at 8 and kited till about 2, and it was awesome. So just working the kite, getting upwind, having some fun. A little beach cam perspective here. There's Dennis's kite. He showed up about, I don't know, 1:30 or 2, and he was going to camp the night, and I was just about getting ready to leave. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I'm using water ski gloves to keep my hands a little bit warmer. It worked out really well. I just bought some kind of a wetsuit material glove off Amazon. I'm going to try those out too. A little bit thinner, easier to turn my watch on and off. I forgot I was halfway out there and finally decided to turn my GPS on. So I'm trying to do a few transitions here. A little swirly sometimes, but we make it. Until we don't. But looks like we made this transition, and yeah, I was having some fun, that's for sure. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell, smash that like button if you like what we're doing here, and just coming along for my kite surfing adventures. Just still learning. It's been a few years now, but been getting a lot better. Transition to the strapless board, and yeah, every day's a learning experience when you're kite surfing, that's for sure. You can see those rocks on the beach, man. Those things are sharp, and right there in the water too. So if you get caught downwind and you got to walk back, be sure you have booties on. I can't stress that enough. Yeah, the swell was it was good. It was fun. It wasn't too choppy. Wind was blowing really well, and then it kind of had a lull right towards my end of my session, and I ended up having to walk back up the beach a little bit. And I almost got caught in those, if you can see those little cliffs right there. Off to the left is where I ended up, and that was no fun. You can still see my tracks on the beach there. That was almost totally got stuck. I'm the only car around. Yeah, Dennis, I didn't even hear him come up. He snuck up on me. I had my headphones in, I was listening to music, and I just got done kiting, and he walked around the backside of my car about had a heart attack. Yeah, I'm using the new GoPro 11, and it has horizon lock, which was really cool. Sometimes it can't find horizon, especially when the kite's way up in the sky. It doesn't see the horizon, so it has a hard time. But you can see the kite spinning around, and I'm staying in the, well, it's kind of in the center. And then, yeah, that's completely different. Didn't have to do as much editing to, kind of get the kite or the, the kiter in the frame. So, getting back on the beach here for one session, and then doing a quick self-land. And if it's too gusty, your kite can kind of do weird things. I just try to grab the top of the line and run it down. And then it decided to hit the ground as I was going to take off on me, so I grabbed it and was able to pull it around. And I always have a sandbag there as well because, yeah, it's a little tricky there, so you gotta be careful. And it's all rocks right there, super sharp. I don't know. My feet were a little sore, that's for sure. Especially trying to jog back up. I definitely don't run, but jog back up to the bar when you're launching. So you can see I'm way down there, and I got stuck down at the bottom there for my last run. I had to walk all the way back up the beach in the rocks, and that was kind of a bummer. So here's a quick land again. The kite cam perspective. So just having some fun moving around. Just practicing my transitions, trying to get better. But if you haven't been to Lake Mohave or 6 Mile Cove, so these are north winds, so 9 Mile Cove is the place to go. It's a kind of not treacherous, but it's a long dirt road to get down there. It's 8 miles to the turnoff, and then about a mile down to the water. And then south winds, when it goes the opposite direction, 6 Mile Cove. Sometimes there's a lot of people there. It gets a little crazy, especially in the summertime. Usually in the wintertime is when 9 miles going off, because the north winds come down that way. So I'm struggling here. I'm losing the wind for some reason. I'm only on the 9, and then kind of lull. So I'm going to end up down here in these this cliffy kind of area. So I'm making it back to the shore at least, and my car's way off to the right there. And wind picked back up, so I was able to gain a little bit of ground. But I was like, oh great, I'm going to end up in the bushes, and you can see all the rocks right here. So I jump off, and I'll let the board kind of do its thing. And then I just want to manage the kite so it doesn't get in the trees here. As I'm trying to walk up the beach, I try to grab my board, get out of the water, and I get kind of rushed up on the rocks, which hurt like crazy. I had to take a look at those rocks. So I grabbed the board and kind of stowed that, and I just decided to walk the kite back and then come back later and get the board. And I didn't want to end up in the canyon there. So I had it right there. I'm running on those rocks, and boy, did that hurt. So I was ready to punch out at any time, but yeah. So here we go. Have to walk back up the beach. Keep my hand on the quick release just in case. you get really close to that little cliff rock thing there in the trees. So you know how the wind just kind of goes straight up the face there. It kind of makes your kite do a lot of weird things, so I was being real careful. So it's Mikey Mike. Once again, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my videos yet. All kinds of fun stuff, overlanding, kite surfing, some DJ stuff, and hey, even some knee videos. Holy cow. So yeah, there's the kite perspective. You're really close to those cliffs, so could have lost a 9-meter for sure. But I would have probably just put it in the water and then released it. Self-rescue right there on the shore. But it was a little bit easier just to walk it back. So having some fun at 9 Mile Cove in Nevada, and hopefully you guys can come join us next time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Holy cow. And like I said, Dennis showed up right after I got back to the car here, and he spent the weekend there, so he had fun. He said Sunday was even better, so wow. So tied off to the tree here and the tree stump, and a quick land. So it's Mikey Mike. I'll put some links down in the description for those cool Forward WIP goggles, and we'll see you on our next adventure. All right, man. Peace.